Hey, welcome to this week's episode of GeekStorm. Now, first off, you're not seeing double. I know we're like twinsies today. We wore the same shirt. We didn't plan it. It's actually not the same shirt because Lauren has it on a size small. This is a large to extra large. I'm not really sure, but it's just a happy little coincidence. Hey, we both love Star Wars. Who doesn't love Star Wars? It's like not loving the movie Logan. There's people in the back room, back there that didn't like the movie Logan. I can't understand that at all, and quite frankly, I can't relate to them in any way. Hey, we're filming downtown live here at Kokomo Toys, right down the street from Comics Cubed and American Hi-Fi right here on Geek Street. If you've never been down here, you don't have to wait for like a First Friday or anything like that when they have a lot of activities, which are pretty great. Just come on down here, because if you hit one of these stores, you can hit all three, and it's a great time for those who are geek-minded. If you like the toys, or if you like the comics, or if you want to meet a celebrity like Sean Dana Hilton, who might sign a few things for you. I don't know if you could find something. He might do that for you. I don't know. Hey. Joining me is Lauren.
Hello.
As you can see by the matched T-shirts, we're like-minded. We're geek-minded individuals for the most part, and I always like it when Lauren drops by because Sean and I like being on the show with Sean, even though he said nasty things about me last week. But he's also so single-minded on a lot of things and won't branch out, won't watch certain things. I'm not going to talk about what things, Game of Thrones, that he won't watch, but
Boondock Saints.
He's never seen Boondock Saints?
Oh, he refuses to.
I don't know who he is.
I've been trying for years to get him
25 years, and I still have no idea who this guy is.
You should talk to him about it.
Talking is no good. You can talk to your blue in the face, okay? This guy. But let's talk about Game of Thrones real quick, since I've got Lauren here.
Yeah. Game
of Thrones has set a record.
It has.
Tell us about it, Lauren.
It has set a record for the most people on fire in a single scene. Apparently, their stunt coordinator wanted to go hard for this.
Full ham.
Unfortunately, Guinness does not track setting people on fire in a television or movie production.
They can track how many toothpicks I can stuff up my nose, but they can't track how many people are set on fire. That's ridiculous.
There should be a petition.
There should be a petition.
Sean will love that.
He loves online petitions. He loves Game of Thrones.
So yes, the stunt coordinator was all about it. He actually tracked. I believe there was upwards of 70 people on fire in a particular scene.
Oh my goodness.
Which had to have cost a lot of money
to
coordinate and make sure everybody was safe and all that stuff.
Well, gasoline is very high right now, and in California,
Yeah. Well, they don't fill in California.
Oh, that's right. Well, it's petrol then. Sorry.
Petrol.
Go ahead.
No, he did some research, and Saving Private Ryan, they had 13 people on the beach on fire. Braveheart, they had 18 people in
Go Braveheart.
the battle scene.
Sure.
They had 70. So they're just going
Is this simultaneous? Like everybody's on fire at once?
That's what they said, yeah. Wow. 70 people on fire. She's, in the trailer you see her with the 3 dragons going at it, so.
Wow, that's a lot of people on fire.
Yeah.
One is a lot, honestly. Honestly, I'm not even talking as a professional. I think just as a bystander. One person on fire is a lot of people on fire.
70 people. Oh, that battle scene's going to be intense.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for Game of Thrones to come back.
No, I can't either.
It's going to be great. It's just, if you love the show, you love the show, and can't wait to
that
see
teaser
more
trailer with all of them walking and then all of them sitting on each of their thrones, their respective thrones.
That was pretty cool.
Who you have for taking it all?
I honestly think it'll be Jon. I think it'll be Jon Snow. And I think maybe we could even see a shared thing where Jon Snow and maybe Daenerys, possibly. Who knows?
I read a theory that was weird.
It's a demon? A dancing demon? No, something isn't right there.
Buffy? I read a theory. I don't have a theory.
Go ahead.
I read a theory because I kind of think this theory is kind of stupid, to be perfectly honest.
Go ahead.
Gendry. Last we saw him, he was rowing on a boat.
He's been gone a while.
He's going to have, really big biceps just rowing.
That was like 3 seasons ago.
Yes.
I'm going to, before you go any further, I'm going to hate if they make him a major part of an end when we haven't seen him for 3 years.
Yeah, well, I think some people want to see him just for the conclusion of, hey, is he really been rowing a boat this entire time.
Right.
But this theory talked about how, because we know Cersei had more children than the 3 that survived, she had a few that passed away during childbirth. And they think that Gendry is actually the legitimate son of Robert Baratheon and Cersei.
Really?
Yeah, so...
Why would Cersei have gotten rid of him?
Because she thought he died. Like someone was like
Somebody like
a bad nurse or
Frankensteined
something
him?
was like, no, a bad nurse was like, oh, he passed away, and
Oh, I don't know.
hid him in the...
That's deep.
It is. That's why I was like, that's a little, you're stretching.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I didn't know Cersei had other children that we don't know about. I mean, obviously we know about them, but I didn't know.
Well,
I didn't know about
I
them.
think they said like in the book. I think
Okay.
she had like 2.
I see.
That
Again, that would
passed
be
away.
something that would be cheating to me to pull something out like that from a book that hasn't been referred to in any way, shape, or form on the show. Speaking of world records, boy, I mean, I know you thought Wonder Woman was going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Baywatch has set a world record.
Oh, tell me about that.
I will tell you about that. It's the largest beach ball in the world. Okay, and that is something apparently that Guinness decided to come out and take a pencil
stock
to.
in?
Oh yeah, I'll take a measurement of that. And that's the largest. Down here, there's some toothpicks, by the way. So yeah, largest beach ball in the world. I saw a picture of it. I don't know the dimensions, but it looked like actually about as big as this room. It was a big big beach ball. So
Go Baywatch.
Good for them. Oh yeah.
Putting Baywatch on the map.
Oh boy. I want to see it. It'll be dumb. It'll be dumb, but
serious?
I want to see it. Sure.
Okay.
Here's the thing. The Rock, I'll watch him paint the fence. I don't care. He's so charismatic, and even when he's in bad movies, I like watching him, and even in bad movies. So I think it'll be okay. I think the only movie I've seen that I didn't like him in was that Get Shorty sequel, Be Cool, with Travolta. He was in that.
You liked Escape from Witch Mountain?
I did like Escape from Witch Mountain. I like The Rock in Escape from Witch Mountain. Whatever. Let's see, what else? Anything else? That kind of stuff? No, I don't think there's any other real movie news. I might go see The Mummy tonight. I know it's.
That just looks terrible.
It does look terrible. It does look terrible. But here's the thing. I told Casey I wouldn't go see Wonder Woman until she could go see it with me. So we're not going to see that until Saturday. So I'm already a week behind on that. She probably doesn't have much of an interest in The Mummy, and I'm really jonesing to go see a movie. The last movie, and as you know, having a litter yourself, as you know, parents don't always get to see a lot of adult movies. It's always a lot of kid movies. Kyan and I saw the Captain Underpants a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
Not bad, okay? Not bad. It was animated. It was pretty silly. They took a guy like Kevin Hart, who already has a high-pitched voice anyway, and they auto-tuned his voice to make it even higher and younger sounding.
Oh, wow.
So that was really annoying to begin with, because Kevin Hart on a good day is annoying sounding. But it was okay. It's all right movie. Captain Underpants, sure, go see it. If you got kids, go see it. In the meantime, I want to go see somebody die. I want to see somebody get shot in the head or something like that.
In the Mummy?
Yeah, in the movies, Mike. In the movies, not around here. That's not a declaration. We don't need to call anybody. Don't alert the authorities. Speaking of movies, okay. So story came out that Sony, and if Sony does it, there might be other people thinking about doing it or doing as well.
Yeah.
Is going to start promoting and/or putting out their clean versions of some of their movies, some of their R comedies, and maybe even some of the R action movies as well. And people are losing their mind over this, and I don't understand it. Do you understand it?
Not really. I
mean, do you understand why people are losing their mind?
not like losing their mind that they
Sure.
think it's stupid, or
Yeah,
losing their
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
I think it goes back to the altering of what was there. It was there, especially movies like The Hangover, the very first one. That's comedic gold.
Right.
Why mess with
Sure.
something that was lightning in a bottle?
Right.
I just don't. I don't see the point in getting worked up over something like that, but I do think it is stupid that Sony's doing this.
Right.
But I'm not going to get all up in arms about it and say, "Oh, Sony, you're terrible."
I think if they want to do it, fine. Hasn't this been happening for years when they put a movie on TV, and like Smokey and the Bandit, and they take. I remember specifically the first time I ever noticed this as probably a young teen maybe. Smokey and the Bandit was on regular network TV, and they had grabbed it was obviously before they thought during production. Now during production, when they make a movie, they'll film Mike Dukes saying what he says with horrible cuss words. Then they'll say, okay, Mike, now that we need the G cut, and he'll do the same thing, but they'll do it without all the cuss words. this is before they thought about that. They got the guy that did the Fred Flintstone voice on Fred Flintstone's cartoons to voice over the Buford T. Justice lines, so he was no longer saying the horrible cuss words, but saying "gall darn it" and things like that. And it was like, that's Fred Flintstone. That's Fred. Oh my gosh, that's Fred Flintstone. And that was on because it was on network TV. So they've been doing clean versions of things to put on TV or different avenues for a long time. Here's another thing I don't like about it, or the other reason I don't think it's a big deal. These movies that you like that do have R ratings and properly so are have, whether it's language or nudity or whatever, they still exist. They're not taking those away, okay? And that's the same mindset with when Disney bought Star Wars and kind of eliminated all the what they're calling legend stuff now. All the stuff that they're saying is not Disney canon. That stuff is still there for you to enjoy anytime you want. I didn't come to your house, knock on the door, and say, "Give me your Thrawn books." So that didn't happen, and that's not happening with these movies either. So that stuff is there still for you to enjoy. It's just from a marketing standpoint, yeah, they're making it available for different audiences. I think it's a waste of money. Honestly, I think it's a waste of money because if when your kids grow up and they are maybe not old enough to see that stuff, but if they want to see that stuff, they're going to see that stuff. And yeah, it's up to you as a parent to decide what they can see and what they can't see. But you only have so much. There's only so many hours in the day to watch your kid, and they're going to watch what they want to watch. Somehow, their friends are going to tell them about him at school, whatever, and they're going to say, "Hey, did you see The Hangover where the guy and they were back in the back and the monkey?" No, you can't shield people from that. Yeah. I think it's a good marketing tool because Sony can say, hey Netflix or hey whoever, hey ABC, here's a G version of this. You can put it on. We'll sell it to you because you had no interest in it before. Here it is. So here we'll make some money. I just don't think it's a big deal. People are a little too crazy about it. Speaking of Star Wars, when people and the remaking and retooling of things, people hate or mostly hate all the tweaking that Lucas has done to say the original trilogy here and there. Here's the genius in that I never thought about until I was listening to an audiobook, which I enjoy listening to audiobooks, and not everybody does.
I do too.
I enjoy the audiobooks. Every time he did the re-release, if he had not changed it and re-released it, all those numbers would not have counted towards the Star Wars total for box office, meaning he's always been trying to catch up with Titanic and everything. This is before Avatar came out. So by making changes and keeping the same title rather than Star Wars Special Edition or whatever he decided to do, it all counted towards the same total, so he can try to increase the box office. But anyway, that's
interesting.
It's a weird tangent. Let's see. Okay, we'll stand on movies for one more thing. Okay, so Wonder Woman's out. I said I hadn't seen it. You have?
Not seen it yet.
You've not seen it yet either. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's two people that haven't seen Wonder Woman. Probably two of the only people in the world that haven't seen Wonder Woman. And it's doing great. I really want to see it. And there is talk out there about how it is changing plans going forward for the rest of the DCEU, DC Entertainment Universe. And the thing that happened with Zack Snyder with his daughter, that was a tragedy, and Joss Whedon coming in. Now, the quote I read from Warner was, Whedon is just coming in to do the edits and to oversee the planned reshoots that are already planned. Now there's talk about possibly being extensive reshoots, and that might be because of Warner.
I had a feeling that was going to happen as soon as I heard that Zack Snyder was going to step down. And it is terrible what happened to his daughter, and he needs that time. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
I read somewhere where Wonder Woman only needed one reshoot,
I did
like
read that today.
one scene reshot, which is fantastic. That the way that they were able to get that out. So I'm interested to see what they have planned now for Justice League. They don't have a whole lot on the movie front since Affleck and everybody else left Batman. That's kind of up in the wind. We're now Aquaman.
Aquaman is the only one that's actually in production right now. And that means in production means a lot of things. There's boots on the ground actually filming things right now. But as far as Flash goes, which would have been, I believe, the next movie to come out, it's not. It's lost a couple directors. It still has a star, as far as I know, but I'm not sure where they are in the script process. I know the script process is what's held the Batman sequel or the Batman movie back as well, and that Affleck has not liked a lot of the scripts that's come out. He's not come out and said he's not doing it. He's just not going to direct it. He may or may not do it. But Wonder Woman's success certainly gave life to the DC
much needed life.
But we'll see how Justice League does. If it does not do well, they might pump the brakes a little bit, and it's a good thing they didn't come out and do their big slate like Marvel did, saying we're doing this, this, and this. They kind of did, but they took Cyborg off the table. So we'll see.
Which I think would have been interesting to see. Like,
we'll see.
I'm ready for some lesser
known guys.
Lesser known, yeah.
Right. There's nothing wrong with having a
mainstream.
non-Batman, non-Superman movie.
Absolutely.
I didn't hate Suicide Squad. It was okay, but it wasn't awesome. I just rewatched Man of Steel the other day, and I put that on Facebook, and I got quite a few reactions from people still saying that they didn't like it. But I was just kind of rewatching it as an origin story. I thought it was pretty good, and I did not like the big fights at the end and all that. I thought there's too much destruction, but whatever. Let's see. Hey, you're a Supernatural fan, aren't you? Hey, Lauren. That we've never talked about this before. You're a Supernatural fan, aren't you?
So I was like, not gonna watch Supernatural,
Sure.
and then I decided I kind of want to watch Supernatural. This is around the 7th season,
Right.
So I was like, it's 7 seasons in.
Sure.
It shouldn't have very many more to go. I'll just wait till
Right,
it ends, and then I'm
right.
gonna binge all of it.
Right.
That was like 7 years ago.
Yeah, right.
It's still going.
It
So
is.
I've decided to watch it. I'm now on the 4th season.
Okay. I think
I
it's
love
on
it.
11, It's on 11 or 12. I can't remember which.
Oh
Might be
yeah,
12.
I thought like 14. I don't know.
Yeah.
20.
It's up there. It's up there. We talked about many times on the show that it kept the CW afloat. It's up until Flash and Arrow, it's always been the ratings leader for the network. And most shows, especially shows that do like this with 20 episodes, 23 episodes, that usually seasons 3, 4, or 5 are usually the high points. But they've
And
somehow
X-Files is 4, 5, and 6.
right. Would it be?
It's 4, 5, and 6.
You think?
It is 4, 5.
Maybe we're talking about that on another show.
Okay.
Because I have to think about it, because I really like it. So, Supernatural jumped the shark, I think, probably around season 7 or 8, when they find their final battle, and I'm not going to tell you about it, but
feel free.
with Lucifer.
It's my fault for not keeping up with
Once
it.
they finally, and I think rightly, got into God and Lucifer and the biggies, then when they did
Can't get
resolve
much bigger
things,
than-
you really
than
can't.
those
In
guys.
their world, you really
Yeah.
can't. Then I think they should have, I don't know.
Ended it?
But I've enjoyed the show since, too.
So who do you... What do you do
Exactly.
after God and Lucifer?
You make crap up. That's that's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do. You could make up something called Leviathan, and that's
Oh,
the
okay.
next thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
Well, I thought with the whole where I am, the wrapping up of the storyline with their dad and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool
I
stuff.
didn't know. I was like, where are
cool
they going to
stuff.
go from here?
Yeah, well,
I'll find out because I still have
you wait and see.
7 more seasons to watch.
You wait and see. Yeah. So it's a good show, and they've somehow they're able to plod along and do another 23 episodes every year, and still keep a lot of people's interest. And I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I know people.
I
other
think
people
it's
do.
the chemistry between Jared Padalecki
Yeah.
and
Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and they've got.
They're fantastic.
And
together.
where we're at now, and I don't think they're introduced so much yet, but with they've got their angel and they've got their devil, and so it's really a foursome as far as the cast goes,
Yeah.
and they're pretty solid. They work well together, and there's been a couple like buddy episodes where they've got Crowley, who's the devil character or the demon character, and then Castiel, the angel character. They've gone on their own and done some things, and it's funny stuff, and they're both good actors. So anyway, regardless, the reason I bring it up obviously is because the big Supernatural news is they're going to do an animated crossover with Scooby-Doo.
Oh
Okay?
yes, I read that.
Okay, so there you go. You don't. There's certain things you think of as an actor that you want to achieve. Maybe an Emmy if you're working in television.
Yeah.
Maybe a star on the Walk of Fame. But working with somebody like Scooby-Doo is something. We're talking De Niro. Okay, we're talking Pacino, and we're talking Scooby-Doo. Okay?
I'm interested to see where they go with this.
It'd be cool.
And they have to say Jinkies.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure somebody will. Somebody will rip a mask off somebody's head.
Yep.
And say the line. It'll all happen. So that'll be
Your
fun.
meddling kids.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And they've done a few. They haven't. They kind of did a musical episode, but it wasn't really them singing quite
that's
so
the
much.
last frontier as far as episodic television.
It is. Let's see. This is non-news, and I'm only covering this to say I hate covering crap like this. When a celebrity says, "Hey, I want to do this project,"
Yeah.
they just tweet it out there. "Hey, I think I'd be really good as this." That's not news, okay?
Well, that's how they start the campaign.
I know, but has that ever worked? Do we know of anybody that's ever said, "Hey, I want to do this part"?
No.
Did Stephen Lang get cable? No. Did Ron Perlman get cable? No.
Didn't Nathan Fillion
Did he?
do? Maybe not.
I don't know.
Maybe that's just somebody crusading for Nathan Fillion.
Well, if you
I
watch
don't know,
if you watch Quantico, which I guess it's getting renewed, so maybe a few people do, the star of that, Priyanka Chopra, has come out and said she wants to be a Batgirl. She's pretty. She's probably athletic. Otherwise, she wouldn't be doing that show. Would she be a good Batgirl? Maybe. I have no idea. There are probably worse choices.
well, maybe this will be the one. Maybe this will be the one that
Could be.
she
I
gets
do
her
like
role.
the idea. I do like the idea of taking somebody who's known but not a star and making the movie and have that person be the lead actor.
Oh, yeah.
Like your Tom Holland. He's obviously good. We know that now, but we didn't know who he was when they threw his name out there. I would say the only difference being, like, say, Robert Downey Jr. He was a big star before, then obviously fell from grace. But when they threw him back in there, he wasn't like B-list really.
Yeah.
You know. So I think you get more out of an actor when you take somebody who has not made it yet and throw them in there, and Tom Cruise has made the same movie for the last 10 years. To me, it's always him and flying around and on the edge of a plane or whatever,
Hanging off a building.
Yeah, there's nothing new there. So anyway, she might be all right.
Yeah.
And here's a picture of her right here, Priyanka Chopra. Speaking of the Batman universe, two things in the Batman universe.
Yes.
Apparently, Batman has proposed to Catwoman. Yes, Mike.
Samuel Jackson wanted to be in Star Wars.
Okay.
Told George Lucas.
All right.
That's the one
Samuel
I
L.
wanted.
Jackson in Star Wars.
Hey, there he is. He's a winner. How can you not put Samuel Jackson in your movie?
And he wanted a purple lightsaber.
Right. He's got star power. He can throw it out there. I don't know if he twitters or not, but
Yeah, maybe he'll be Snoke. Who knows?
Oh no! Oh my gosh! You just blew my mind. Oh, if Mace Windu was Snoke, holy cow! That.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh! All right. I don't even care about Batman proposing to Catwoman now because all I can think about is Mace Windu's Snoke. Batman, the quintessential, probably the pattern that all rich millionaire superheroes have been patterned after, is decided to tie the knot.
Yes.
Whether it happens or not, I don't know, but he's going to or has proposed to Catwoman. I don't know. It's like, and I was almost going to like.
They had to release something.
Sure.
You know, Marvel's got all this stuff going on.
Marvel's
with
got a
their
lot
stuff,
going
so
on. Yeah.
Shake things up with Batman. Why not?
Why not? Sure. Is that
Why not?
Is that a healthy? It's certainly a more healthy relationship than Harley and Joker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They've had a long
Maybe that was
history.
his proposal. Why not?
Could be. Hey, why not? It'll be good for insurance-wise.
Why not?
It'll be good for both of us. We can share utilities.
Yes.
Okay. Things aren't going so good at Wayne Enterprises. Maybe the last. I don't know.
Better have a prenup.
Let me go. Better have a prenup. That's an excellent way to cap that off. And then also in Batman Universe, Gotham finale came out, and I have watched probably 2/3 of this season. I'm not caught up, and I kind of want to skip ahead to watch this finale.
The trailer for the finale looked fantastic.
Yeah, apparently there's besides the long drawn out changing Barbara over into Harley that we've heard about. I guess that might happen, or at least they come out and say it's going to happen. Yeah, but there is at the end. Apparently there is a major Bat villain who is now in the mix, and it's a character that's been in the show the entire time, but we didn't know who it was. Do you want me to say it, or do you not want me to say it?
Shall we spoil it?
For you, because you haven't seen it
Oh
yet.
yeah, go for it.
I haven't seen it either. Okay, Butch, actually, who's from Indiana, or
Yeah.
from Indianapolis, that actor, he's dead, and while he's on the coroner's table, the coroner, and this is me paraphrasing, apparently is like looking at a clipboard or something, oh, Butch isn't really his name, it's such and such, and that such and such is the actual real name of Solomon Grundy.
Ooh.
Cyrus Gold.
Cyrus Gold, Solomon Grundy. So we will probably see some Solomon
That'd
Grundy.
be interesting.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
that would be neat.
Yeah.
I like that character. How can you not zombie? Hey, how do you not like that?
Yeah.
So that'd be kind of interesting. It's been a decent season. I don't like the whole Mad Hatter thing, but like I said, I'm not completely caught up. There are a lot of characters for them to give screen time to now,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of interesting characters, but it's not at the top of my watch list. I'll watch it when I'm looking for something to watch. But
I've been too preoccupied with American Gods. And
yeah, I watched episode 4 of American Gods last night, so I'm a couple behind with on that, I think, but it's pretty good. And I think finally, we'll talk about this thing that happened at Phoenix Comic-Con
Yes.
a couple weeks ago. So, at Phoenix Comic-Con, they stopped a guy who was in costume and was going in, and he had actual weapons on him. Now, if you're not familiar with things at the conventions, they do what's called a weapons check anyway. And I don't care if it's a lightsaber, which doesn't exist, or whether it looks like a machete. For some reason, they want to check to make sure it's not a real machete or a real lightsaber, and they put a band of some kind on it, saying that they've checked it. Okay, you're not allowed in with real machete. You're not allowed in. A lot of them don't let you in with real metal swords as well. You have to take those back to your car or whatever. But this guy they stopped, and I don't remember exactly what he had, but he had some knives and I think maybe actually a machete, and I think he had some guns on him.
Yes.
And obviously a disturbed individual.
He was dressed as the Punisher. I believe.
Yes, and kept referring to himself as the Punisher and telling the cops, it's okay, I'm the Punisher, I'm going to go take care of this. And he wanted to go in and apparently had a beef with the Green Ranger, who was
Jason David Frank.
an actor who's well past his prime and is only known for this one thing. And he's sitting at a table like this saying, oh, thank you, thanks for remembering me and passing on. Thank you for your $25, whatever. You know, he's just an actor, he's just a guy. This guy is obviously has some mental issues, and now I'm talking about the bad guy, not the Green Ranger. The Green Ranger may have mental issues that I don't know about. I'm not a doctor, okay? So now the talk is for all the rest of the big shows coming up, and even we still have a couple left in Indianapolis, is will there be a complete weapons ban? And when I say weapons, again, I mean the prop weapons, the things that people, the lightsabers or
makes the
guns. 'Cause many of them look very, very real. Because, like, say, a Deadpool, who everybody hates, everybody wants to look like Deadpool. They want, if I'm going to do Deadpool, I'm going to have
You have
an
to have
awesome gun.
the two swords.
Exactly. I'm going to do all the things. So the question is it a knee-jerk reaction, or should that be something that happens or not? Because a lot of people spend a lot of money on these things, on the costumes. That's not the convention's problem, but for safety's sake, what do you think?
You know, I think the prop should be allowed. I think if you just make sure your security's tightened and you do thorough checks, you'll be fine. That gentleman was disturbed. He thought he was the Punisher. He was going to punish all the bad cops,
Right.
including Jason David Frank.
Well,
I don't know.
not happy with his work.
Apparently not. I don't think that there should be such a knee-jerk reaction that far, you know, the other way, to where it's just no weapons at
Right.
all. I just don't think it's necessary.
I'm going to agree with you, and for another reason is that if somebody wants to be crazy and do crazy things, they're going to find a way to do it. If I really want to get a gun into a convention, I'm going to get a gun in a convention, and it's not going to look like a gun, you know, because I'm smart and I'm not going to paint a real gun to look like a toy gun with an orange thing on the end of it. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you any ideas. And I'm not going to. I'll hide it in my costume somewhere. I'll make a big Transformer costume or something that looks like crap. But I've got a machine gun in here, and you don't know about it because you're not looking. You don't have extra vision. You're not looking through the cardboard. So people find a way to be stupid, and punishing everybody like that, although it may save a life, I just don't think is.
Well, I agree with you. They're
feasible.
going to find a way regardless. And
They really are. Now, I'm not saying that because I do costumes as well, and I love to make props, but I'm not saying they shouldn't do it because of my love for those things, or because I think, oh, well, people spend so much money, they should be allowed to do that. Well, I don't care about that. I just think that it's not a feasible deterrent for somebody acting bad.
Yeah.
I will say let's see, we had Indiana Comic-Con a couple months ago, and I do a costume where I'm on my what's called a hoverboard, but I've got it concealed in my cloak when I'm doing Emperor Palpatine, and I'm floating around, okay? And they came, I was on it for maybe 20 minutes, and a staff member immediately came to me, and this is a convention staff, this is a convention center staff, not somebody that was with the convention itself, but somebody who worked at
The building.
the building, and said, "You can't ride that in here." And they didn't. Obviously, they knew I was on something because I can't really float, even though we all float down here. I can't really float, so they told me I had to get off of it. So I said, "Okay." But it's a rig, it's a thing. I can't just step off of. I could, and I don't want to pick it up and carry it back because it's heavy. Let's be honest. So
Yeah.
I went and I said, "Okay," turned around and rode it back to where our table was, which was it was far. And in the meantime, another staff member, he must have gone, "Hey, check 1, 2, 3," and got on his thing. And because another staff member from somewhere else came and found me and said, "You can't ride that." I said, "I know, but I had to get back to my booth to get off of it and everything, to get out of the thing." So they have been looking for, and I can't remember too as well how many times I saw out in the concourse, people were checking for weapons tags to see if they were checked or not. And some people had just got there, but they needed to go and get their weapons checked. So it's something that, especially here in Indiana anyway, that they seem to be on top of things like that. So I don't see the need to go the step further and say no weapons at all.
Yeah.
And then you have to start defining weapons. What's a weapon? Is it a lightsaber really a weapon? Because it doesn't exist. I don't know.
It wouldn't even really hurt if you got hit with it.
It really would not hurt too much.
Just some plastic.
No. So.
But I think it's interesting, like for the Gen Cons, where they actually have booths that sell weapons.
Exactly.
Like,
that happens a lot. You can not be allowed to go in with a sword, but then
Buy
there's a
one.
booth in there that sells swords, real swords that cut you in half.
Yeah.
That is weird.
You can't order throwing stars into Indiana, but you can buy them at Gen Con.
So
That's crazy.
So you can't have throwing stars shipped to you, but
know
you
what
can
the-
buy them at Gen Con.
And back to the costume community, the same thing is true with the contact lenses. You can't buy them I'm talking about the colored costume contact lenses, non-prescription. You can't buy them in Indiana, but at the conventions they sell them at the convention. It's weird.
It's a lot of stuff.
Somebody's making money and it's not us, I can tell you that. Anyway, that's about all we have for this week. I don't know who will be here next week. Maybe me, maybe Lauren, maybe Sean, maybe Nick, maybe Mike, maybe somebody else.
Sean and Nick will be in Origins.
Oh, will they?
Origins is next week, and
It
Sean
is.
and Nick will be there.
Maybe it's me and you again.
Yeah,
then.
probably.
Let's coordinate our shirts again.
Okay.
Because it's been a joy.
20.
Anyway, that's the show. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody.